Hello! Once again, it is time for 10 random DVDs that I found at Dollar Tree. Yes, it's been a while since my last video, hasn't it? Almost a year, in fact. And that's because they kind of stopped doing DVDs. Or DVDs that I'd be interested in, at least. Yeah, last year they'd have, like, shipment after shipment of these interesting failed family films, and I'd buy them like every other week, it seemed. But no, in the last couple months, well, I'd say 6 to 8 months, they kind of stopped. I guess they ran out of family films to flaunt at Dollar Tree. Of course, Dollar Tree as a whole is kind of going through a bit of a restructuring. They've upped their price from $1 to $1.25, and they seem to be pushing more of their own stuff as opposed to Overstock or other budget companies' stuff. So, as seen with the Final Faction figures and their own food brands and that sort of thing. So, I don't know. Maybe they're just going to phase out DVDs as a whole. Either that or put much less focus on it. So, some of these DVDs I've had for months, almost since my last video, and I was just waiting for a couple more DVDs to be released so that I could fill out the list, and that didn't happen. I have looked for months and months and months, have not seen anything I'm particularly interested in, or at least that fits into the category that I've been trying to collect. So finally, recently, I just went to a Dollar Tree and bought some DVDs that I'm kind of sort of interested in, just so that I can say that I have 10 DVDs. So after I feature this stack, this might be it. I don't know when I'll find enough DVDs again, so we'll just have to see. But for right now, let's go through all 10 of these DVDs/Blu-rays and see if we have any hidden treasures in the stack. Personally, I doubt it, but even crap can be fun sometimes. So, what shall we start with? How about My Pet Dinosaur? My Pet Dinosaur. I don't actually know the theme, but yes, My Pet Dinosaur. Well, basically gives you what you'd expect from a title with that name. You know, we got the dinosaur down here, which looks a lot more like a dragon. Looks a lot more like a baby version of the dragon from Dragon Heart. Is that even a dinosaur? Can anyone place that? I can't. So we got the dinosaur, and it's got into the toilet paper, of course. We need that toilet humor for the little kids this is for. My Pet Dinosaur. I don't recognize that font. I'm pretty sure it's ripping something off, of course. We got the cool kid up here, hand in his pocket, torn jeans. I'm sure that's not actually a character in the film. And, Dove approved. Yes, that is your stamp of crap right there. Not your average pet. Oh, I don't know. Anyone had one of those dinosaur Tamagotchis when they were a kid? Or dinosaur Gigapets? One of those. I didn't. The best family film of the year, Andrew Buckner, 5 stars. Yeah, I was very curious about this review, and I did look it up, and it's apparently real. I say apparently because the review itself talks very little about the movie. It's actually more obsessed with talking about its connections with Steven Spielberg's film. So it just says that it's very Spielbergian, much like this film and that film, kind of like E.T., a lot like Super 8. So if you like Steven Spielberg, you'll like this one, even though they don't say what the movie's about. It's just Steven Spielberg might like it. I have no idea. What is this movie about? When a young boy named Jake accidentally makes a new friend in an experiment gone wrong, a troubled town is plunged into chaos. But with the creature rapidly evolving every day, needs a comma there, Jake, well, yeah, they misplaced the comma. The comma should be right there. But with the creature rapidly evolving every day, Jake finds it increasingly difficult to keep his new pet secret. But how is he keeping the new pet secret if it's already plunged the town into chaos? Or is the experiment why the town has gone into chaos and the dragon is just, I said dragon, dinosaur, because that's totally a dinosaur, Uh, let's see. Jake's friends, a new girl, Abby, realize they are not the only ones interested in the strange, mischievous little dinosaur, and soon discover that the only thing more mysterious than what it is who is looking for it. So, yeah, E.T. E.T. or Earth to Echo or Super 8 or just any one of these movies where this kid finds something mysterious, decides to keep it as a pet, and somebody powerful wants it. I do not like these kinds of movies, so I'm not very excited for this one. A joyous throwback to a Spielbergian adventure story. Yes, just like I said, just like that other review said, it's very Steven Spielbergian. At least that's what the review said. I have not seen this. I don't know if I want to, but I will if I ever do this series that I'm thinking of. And of course, dinosaurs made a mess of everything because what else do you expect from a new pet in a family creature feature? What do we have? We have a sister stroking the dragon dinosaur. I need to say, let's see, planets back there. Dinosaurs back there. Is that Jake? No, of course it's not Jake. It's probably Abby. And then the dinosaur has grown bigger. Looks different. That does not look like that. That looks like a completely different species. That looks like a Triceratops, whereas this looks like a Dimorphodon. I don't know. Is that the twist? Is the dinosaur able to transform into other dinosaurs? I don't know. That might be interesting if so. And then I guess those are bully kids and they've been cornered by the dinosaur. Hey, if it ends with a bunch of kids getting eaten, then I'll say that this movie is the best ever. Where was this made? Empress Road Pictures. Matt Drummond film. Looks like it's American. Oh no, wait, no. I think. Yeah, I think at least one of these studios is from Australia, so it's probably Australian. Either that or it was made with Australia. So. I don't know, not too, this just seems too whimsical, and I don't like, pet movies, oh, I can handle a pet, I can be responsible, oh, no, wait, the pet is completely destructive, and I can't handle it, oh, but now I think I can handle it again, oh, no, the pet died. Not a fan of those kinds of movies, but hey, if I ever end up looking at it, then I'll give it a fair shot. Beauty and the Beast and Other Princess Tales, over 7.5 hours on 2 DVDs. Yes, this is one of those DVDs where I'm kind of cheating because this is not an actual movie. This is actually just a compilation of a bunch of other movies, or a bunch of other shorts, I should say. I don't think anything on these DVDs exceeds like 25 minutes. But I did pick this up because, well, I'm sure my kids need something to watch eventually when I have kids. Over 7.5 hours on 2 DVDs. Well, I can boast that. I can film myself for 7.5 hours just staring at the camera and put that on DVD. I don't think I'd be as entertaining as this, or maybe I will, considering the quality of these 10 movies on 2 DVDs, based on the classic fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. Not true. Not true. Beauty and the Beast is not a Brothers Grimm fairy tale. It's a French story. I don't remember who first wrote it, but it was a French story that was originally published in a French magazine in the late 18th century. So, no, that is not a Brothers Grimm story. Beauty and the Beast is a timeless story adored by generations that proves that love conquers all, and that in Stockholm Syndrome, this special collection features Beauty and the Beast as well as 9 other classic princess tales. So we have Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, Pocahontas, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, The Frog Prince, and The Little Princess. Okay, so a little backstory. Most of these titles are actually from a company called Good Times. Good Times was this video distributor / creator from the 80s and 90s, and they started out distributing low-budget and public domain things like exercise videos and horror movies and, those turtles coming out of their shells musical tours from back when. And then sometime in the 90s, they decided to copy Disney, and so they teamed up with these other animation studios to create Disney knockoffs. They are the most well-known Disney knockoff company of the time. So that is Good Times, that is Good Times, that is Good Times, Good Times, Good Times, Good Times, Good Times, Good Times, not Good Times. So this is actually, if I'm thinking of the right film, then this is actually from Video Brincato, another studio that is well known for knocking things off. They are the studio behind those infamous Little Cars and Gladiformers and Little Bees and a lot of other very low-budget computer animated knockoffs of mostly Disney and Pixar and DreamWorks movies. And they folded recently, from what I understand. But this is one of their few animated movies, one of their few traditionally animated movies, The Frog Prince, and it's an obvious ripoff of the Princess and the Frog Disney movie. And it is horrible looking. The assets barely look like people. They barely move. The moral is messed up, and yeah, but for some reason they decided to put it on here. I have no idea. And then The Little Princess. The Little Princess is Blythe Magakovsky Productions, Inc. They mostly did their own thing from what I remember, but they did sometimes team up with Good Times, and they just told very child-friendly versions of classic literature, like Moby Dick and Call of the Wild. And they did their own thing every so often, like Angel for Christmas. So, yeah, anyone who follows Phalis on YouTube probably knows about most of these. But, so yeah, whole bunch of Disney knockoffs. I'm not too interested in this, of course. I don't know if I'll ever feature it on any show that I'm thinking of doing, but my kids need something brainless to watch eventually, and I'd rather they watch these knockoffs from the 90s than the YouTube kid adaptations of fairy tales. You know, the ones where somebody narrates a story with broken English, and then they have these segments with very loud, very distracting stock sound effects. It's where they sing very badly done renditions of public domain songs. And yeah, you know, I want them to learn some kind of patience, and that's just, yeah. So I'll take this over anything on YouTube. The Reef. Yes, this is one of the more well-known knockoffs of Shark Tale and Finding Nemo. Of course, I don't know if this is actually a ripoff or if it was just marketed as such, or if it was just released around at that time, so everybody just decided that it was a knockoff. But it is one of the more infamous. This and the Turtle's Tale DVDs that I featured before. And this is actually one of those more high-profile knockoffs. As you can see from the voice cast, we have Freddie Prinze Jr., Evan Rachel Wood, Donald Logue. Okay, I actually don't know, or Fran Drescher. But then there's John Rhys Davies, and then Andy Dick, and Rob Schneider. Let's see, which voice is more annoying? This one. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Let's see. Grab your snorkel and swim on down to The Reef, a charming undersea adventure guaranteed to hook the entire family. When Pi, an orphan fish, it's Life of Pi, escapes the fisherman's net to move in with his aunt on an exotic coral reef. He meets his true love, Cordelia. But before Pi can start his life with Cordelia, he must outsmart the bully tiger shark, also determined to win her heart. Full of memorable characters and featuring the stellar voice talents of yada yada yada. The Reef is a fun-filled voyage that will keep you giggling till you come up for air. Okay, this is something I usually have with... this is a problem I usually have with these relationship competition type movies. So there's what I'm assuming is his girlfriend, and there's the bully. There's the other one who wants her affection. Are we seeing a problem here? That he looks to be at least twice her size. If he tries anything, he's going to split her in half. I don't see what he wants out of all this. I cannot see anything ending well in this scenario. Also, why does he want her? Is it just because she's beautiful, or she rich or powerful, or all the tokens of the love interest that completely ignore that that a successful relationship kind of needs a personality from everyone. Let's see, where was this originally made? Wonderworld Studios, DigiArt, executive producers. I'm going to assume it's Chinese. And then, of course, it was dubbed by the Weinstein Company, because of course it was. Yeah, I'm going to say that it's Chinese or Taiwanese or somewhere around that area. So, I don't know, this is another movie I'm not too excited about, but it is popular. It is something that's been featured quite often, so I guess that's one of the problems. If I feature it, what else will there be for me to talk about? So, I don't know. Of course, it has John Rhys Davies, and anything's worth watching for John Rhys Davies. And then Andy Dick, I think, would have made a much better Joker in that Killing Joke movie than Mark Hamill. I mean, I know I can get crucified in some circles for that, but Mark Hamill that part wasn't written for Mark Hamill in Killing Joke. I think Andy Dick could have more sleazed it up for that performance than whatever they told Mark Hamill to do. Kevin Conroy also didn't do that great. I think maybe Michael Ironside could have done better in that role, but I digress. The Adventures of Petey and Friends. When friends work together, anything is possible. So I thought that this was a movie version of a TV show. I couldn't find anything about the TV show. I believe that there's a TV show called Super Planes, something like that. That's probably what I was thinking about when I saw this, but no, I can't tell that this was based on a TV show. I swear that there was something called like Petey the Plane or something like that, but I can't find anything. But yeah, obvious Planes knockoff, because after the well ran dry on the Cars ripoffs, everybody turned to the Disney Planes movie that nobody remembers. So we probably have more knockoff Planes movies than the actual Planes movies. Alright, so we got a blue fighter jet, orange fighter jet, practically the same model there, pink helicopter, and green crop duster. So, yeah, Planes knockoff. Sky-high fun for the entire family, as in you need to be as high as the sky in order to enjoy this. Desert Sky Air Force Base is instructed to carry out an urgent mission. At the same time, a new fighter plane, Petey, again, you need a comma there, arrives by forced landing. In order to rescue Petey's best friend Drake, comma, who is lost in the desert, Larry, the best fighter plane of the base, is ordered to perform the task. As a result, a competition is held between Petey and Larry. Petey is determined to carry out the most important task by himself in order to rescue his best friend. Okay, this does not sound like a rescue mission. This sounds like a dick measuring contest. So, already the characters sound absolutely just despicable. So, Petey's friend Drake is in trouble, and there's an urgent mission, and so Petey and Larry have to go rescue Drake, but they're fighting over who can rescue him first. That does not sound like something you want to base a children's movie around. I don't see any good morals here. And I also don't see any good screenshots. So far view of some planes, far view of some jets, close up of Petey going duh, and that's it. That tells me absolutely nothing about the movie except what I kind of don't want to hear. Also, a new fighter plane Petey, that's a crop duster. Or a small passenger plane. That's not a fighter plane. Or are they talking about another fighter plane arrives with Petey? I am very confused by that description, and it sounds like a movie that I am not going to enjoy. Who made this? Uncorked Entertainment, Ori Animation, King Fane. Yeah, sounds like another... Oh, yeah, right there. Ori Animation Co. Limited, Suzhou, China. Yeah, and it's another Chinese knockoff. 2015. Well, this DVD's been in the bin for quite a while then. Yeah, I don't know why they make knockoffs of Disney planes. Nobody liked Disney planes. Even people who liked the Disney Cars franchise don't like Disney planes. So why all these different knockoffs, I have no idea. And this one just does not look good. At all. At all. Like, the animation especially, that just looks almost as cheap as Video Brincado. I don't know, maybe I'll have fun mocking it if I ever get around to watching it. I'm wondering, how many of these DVDs will I keep around for my kids? How many of these movies will I want my kids to watch? Because I can tell you that a lot of these DVDs don't look appropriate for adults, let alone kids, so... Huh. Oh, all right, you can just sit over there and think about what you've done, even if you haven't done it yet. The Jungle Bunch. Things are getting wild. Ooh. How many cheap jungle movies are there out there? I mean, there's that Life's a Jungle movie that I featured that one time on this DVD show. There are those Jungle Book DVDs that are technically compiled episodes of that Indian Jungle Book TV show. I don't know, just every time I go through the discount dollar section of Walmart, I always see at least one or two animated jungle productions. What is it with animated jungle productions? Who watches these? What kid really wants to have really wants to do the Jungle Boogie? I don't know. And, yeah, the title doesn't show the cover art doesn't really tell us anything. It's just everybody's about to crash. Everyone's like on this cart thing about to crash into the camera, except for this weird orange duck thing, or weird orange striped duck thing that's having the time of his life. I'm guessing that's the main character. And then there's a fish. A fish that looks like it's in a bubble. Is that a bubble? What's on top of there? Maybe it's a bowl. Maybe it's corked. That kind of looks like hair to me. That just kind of looks like a fish in a bubble with hair. I kind of want to watch this movie now just for some background on that. Things are getting wild. Things are getting mild, in my opinion. And then Tat Productions presents. Yeah, my British audience is probably smirking right now because tat usually means cheap junk that you just find. It's slang for that. Get ready for the wildest ride of your life. No thank you. Maurice may look like a penguin, but he's a real tiger. Maurice may look like a penguin when he's a real tiger. Is that what he is? He's a penguin? He's a striped penguin? Like, was he born with stripes, or did they paint him to look like a penguin? I don't know. Raised by a tigress. What? He's the clumsiest kung fu master ever. I'm sorry, I need a minute to soak in the stupid. Along with his friends, the Jungle Bunch, he intends to maintain order and justice in the jungle, as his mother did before him. But when Igor, an evil koala, decides to destroy the jungle once and for all with the help of his army of silly baboons, Maurice faces his biggest challenge yet. Well, why do you want to destroy the jungle? I think we're doing a good job of that on our own. Your family will go bananas for the Jungle Bunch, a fresh and funny adventure. Oh, I highly doubt that. That's full of laughs and lovable animal characters. I highly doubt that too. So, we have a penguin who's painted yellow, raised by a tiger, in the jungle. How a penguin survives in the jungle, I have no idea. I mean, if a predator doesn't get him, then you'd think he'd boil or something. And he's raised, uh, and he's kung fu. So on top of Jungle Book or whatever jungle thing this is trying to rip off, Madagascar. Let's go with Madagascar. On top of Madagascar, this is also trying to rip off Kung Fu Panda, except it's Kung Fu Penguin. Which on second thought kind of does sound interesting. I'd probably watch a movie called Kung Fu Penguin. I mean, it sounds better than Happy Feet any day. Okay, I guess that is a jar. That is just a very thin jar shaped like a bubble with a cork in it. And why is a fish going on their adventure anyway? What good can a fish do in a fight? And so, is this the Jungle Bunch? Because these are different animals on the back than there were on the front. So on the front, okay, we got the penguin, we got the fish, we got a baboon, fruit bat, 2 frogs, and one of those big-eyed tiny monkeys. I can't remember what they're called. And then on the back, we have a baboon, we have a tiger. Is that his mother, maybe? But is she dead? But then if she's dead, then why is she here? And then we got a rhino, porcupine, sloth, and, well, again, one of those big-eyed monkeys. So, which one's the Jungle Bunch? Are these the Jungle Bunch, or are these the Jungle Bunch? Who am I supposed to root for here? If you can't give me people to root for, then why are you trying to advertise me your movie? And then we got a screenshot of the penguin. That's a very bad paint job. They only covered, like, the top of it. And then the evil koala, I guess, with a crab. I don't know. My mind is still reeling from the stupid of the description there. Where was this made? A film by David... I'm going to guess French. Yeah, participation of French television. This is a French film. But it is in English, of course. 2017, Shout Factory, because nobody else would dare want to distribute this. Oh, boy. No, can't say I'm excited for this one either. Like I say, it looks like a ripoff of both Madagascar and Kung Fu Panda. I think both Madagascar and Kung Fu Panda are overrated, in my opinion. I mean, they're okay. They're okay. They're good to sit down and watch, but they're not the best DreamWorks movies. I don't know why DreamWorks has made such a franchise around both of them. Of course, I don't know why DreamWorks makes a franchise around any of those movies. Most of the movies are just like standalone stories, and yet every single movie they make, they have to make a TV show or two off of them. I mean, Monster vs. Aliens, they got a TV show. Madagascar got several TV shows. Kung Fu Panda, from what I understand, is getting it got a TV show, and now it's getting a new TV show. How many TV shows have there been based off Shrek and Puss in Boots, mostly? And even Sherman and Peabody got a small revival. Like, it's not like the Sherman and Peabody cartoons from the 60s. It's like a reality show that has nothing to do with the movie or the original cartoon, and I don't know. So I'm not that big on DreamWorks in particular, so I'm not looking forward to a DreamWorks ripoff. Still, looks better than Chop Kick Panda, or, what was that other one? The Prodigy, I believe it was called. Yeah, I believe there was a movie called The Prodigy that was an obvious ripoff of Kung Fu Panda. It had a panda master, and it had some of the worst computer animation, and worst voice acting I have ever heard. And with luck, I'll probably find one of those at Dollar Tree one of these days. Yeah. The Easter Egg Adventure. Yeah, we had Easter pretty recently, so why not show off an Easter movie? From what this looks like it's more of a traditionally animated movie. That's a welcome change up. I don't know. We got well-dressed hair. Actually, Shriner. That looks like a Shriner hair, in my opinion. I was about to make a joke, and I think I will get in a lot of trouble if I do. I don't know, Shady Hawk, I guess, Board Bunny, and chicken. Just chicken. And then we got some hawks here. They're probably Hank Hawks. No. Shoot, what was the name of that hawk from the Looney Tunes cartoons, always trying to eat Foghorn Leghorn? Henry Hawk. Yes, it's probably Henry Hawk's extended family. And we got a decent voice cast for this as well, kind of. We got Joe Pantoliano. I've heard that name before, I can't place him. Brooke Shields, yes, she was a major child star from the 70s and 80s. And James Woods. James Woods is one of those guys that just can't say no to anything, but he's always the best part, so I'm not complaining. He was also in one of the other DVDs I looked at one time. No, I don't remember what it was called, but he was in at least one of these other knockoff Dollar Tree DVDs I've featured. The Easter Egg Adventure, heartwarming, a real crack up, ha ha ha. Eggtown is an idyllic village where neighboring chickens and rabbits live together in harmony. Beyond the borders of this humble burg, however, lurk the mysterious and thieving Take-Its, who conspire to steal Eggtown's Easter eggs in its fun-loving spirit. Great, that's the tone we're going for, huh? An unlikely group of Eggtown's residents, including good gracious Grasshopper, brave the dangers of the swamp and the evil Take-Its lair in an attempt to retrieve the eggs. Okay, this is just sounding like a ripoff of VeggieTales here, or some other very cheap Christian cartoon where everything has to be spelled out. Throughout their hair-raising adventure, everybody forms bonds of special friendship, overcome their deepest fears, and find the courage to bring the spirit and joy of Easter back to Eggtown. Featuring a song performed by Natalie Cole and John Michael Williams, because that's just the cherry on top of the crap sundae is here, isn't it? Rated PG? How does something like this get a PG rating? This is... I don't know. So... That's the animation for this. Is that animation for this, or are those drawn screenshots? Because I can't tell what kind of animation they're going for. It kind of looks 2D. It looks like two-dimensional characters that they converted over to 3D, resulting in some really uncanny movement. And it looks like it's going to be very stretch and skew. I don't know. That's just what it looks like. I don't have very high hopes for this one either, but of course it has James Woods in it, so I'll gladly at least watch the James Woods parts. First Look Media release, Hatch House Studios, of course. A John Michael Williams film. Oh, no, I'm thinking of John H. Williams, who made Happily Never After and Valiant and Space Chimps, and one of those movies that I featured in another one of these DVD looks. No, I don't remember. Acorns? I think it was called Acorns. So we have a John H. Williams and a John M. Williams both making terrible direct-to-DVD movies. That's nice. I guess there's only one John Williams in the world of quality. Well, unless you watching this is also named John Williams, in which case I don't know what you do. So I hope you are good at doing it. Let's see. Sandra Bernhard. I've heard that name before as well. The Easter egg... it's based on a book by the guy who made the movie. That's notable, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what to think of this. I don't know what it's about. Well, okay, I don't know what it's going to look like, even. I don't know if it's going to be 2D or 3D or some weird mix of the two. I don't know what the quality is going to be. I don't know, and that kind of does interest me. I kind of do want to see what it's going to be about, just based on the fact that I don't know what style it's going for. So maybe it could be interesting. I don't know. I'll go hide over there, and maybe we'll have an Easter egg hunt, and we'll find you middle of October, maybe. Okay, Nightmare Shark. Yes, this is one of those DVDs that I'd picked up just to complete this stack. So, why did I pick up Nightmare Shark? Well, it had. I will get into that in a minute. So, Nightmare Shark, your darkest fears will run deep. Obvious Jaws ripoff poster, because every single shark movie has to have a Jaws ripoff poster. And I don't know, lady swimming, the shark trying to eat her. We've seen all that before, many times. A group of shark attack survivors who, having been plagued by shark-related nightmares, agree to take part in an experimental drug trial in a last-ditch attempt to make them stop. What seems like a solution becomes a whole new nightmare when they uncover the sinister plan to bring this nightmarish shark out of their dreams and into the real world. So it's Nightmare on Elm Street meets Jaws. You have me sold. I want to watch this movie more than... I absolutely have to see this movie now. Okay, lady trying to get through some plastic wrap there. Yeah, that even looks like Freddy Krueger. That looks like an older Freddy Krueger if he lived, or if he went back to the real world and just tried to have a normal life, and that's like old man Freddy. I don't know what's going on there. Just that lady is very scared about something, and that lady isn't. And then there's a guy right there. What's he doing? I don't know. Okay, why I picked this up is because this is written and directed by Griff First. Yes, anyone who's followed my Locked in the Asylum retrospective has heard that name a couple times. Griff First has been an actor in multiple Asylum movies, and he's even directed a couple, as well as his own independent movies, and he's also the son of Stephen First, the guy from Animal House, who also did the voice of Booster from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. And I really appreciate his work as well. So, yeah, Griff First production. I really do want to see what his writing and directing caliber are like. This isn't an Asylum movie. It's, ITN. I guess that's as good as we're going to get. So, an ITN production, whoever that is. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this is like. It'd be nice if it had Griff First in it as well, but I don't know. I guess his talents were needed over at Terminator Genesis, so we'll give him a break. So go over there, haunt someone's dreams. I highly doubt you're going to be that scary enough to haunt my dreams. Of course, I'm scared of Jamie Foxx, so what do I know? Monster Family 2! Yes, a couple videos ago, I featured a DVD called Monster Family, and apparently it's good enough to warrant a sequel, even though I have not read a single good review about the first movie. So, I guess the family returned to being monsters, because apparently the first movie was about them becoming monsters, and they didn't want to be monsters, so they went somewhere so that they wouldn't be monsters, so they can be turned back into humans, and now here they are being turned into monsters again. So, goody, this looks like one of those movies where the sequel is exactly like the first movie, because they have no idea how to continue the story, even though a sequel is supposed to continue the story. And then besides the family, let's see, well, we saw the bat before, and then we have Dinosaur in front of the Chrysler building, a Yeti. Well, if that's a Yeti, then does that mean that that's Nessie, maybe? Loch Ness Monster? And then another bat, kid picking his nose with his tongue, that's all nice, and either a giant gorilla or Bigfoot. Well, that's interesting that there's a distinction between Bigfoot and Yeti. A lot of people just group those two together. In fact, wasn't that what the what was the movie called? The Missing Link? Yes, wasn't that what that movie was all about? This Bigfoot wants to go live with the Yeti because all the Bigfoot went extinct except him, and the Yeti's the closest to a family he can find. I haven't actually seen that movie. I really should. I really should. I just haven't gotten around to it. So, yeah, we got monsters and meeting cryptids, it looks like. The Wishbones are a happy family, but not all is perfect. Max and Faye are struggling with something. with, let's just say, with the problems of growing up while mom and dad have the demand of work and parenting, but their humdrum life is about to change. Mila Starr, a monster hunter, has made it her mission to capture all spooky creatures, including the Wishbone's friends, King Konga, the Loch Ness Monster, and the Yeti. So is that not Bigfoot then? That's just a big old gorilla? In order to save their friends, the Wishbones, unneeded apostrophe, must transform into monsters themselves. Together as a vampire, mummy, werewolf, and Frankenstein, the family take off on the most monumental adventure of their lives. So, obvious downgrade with the DVD cover quality. I mean, the last one I looked at least looked like a real DVD. It actually looks, it had a good layout and such, but this looks like one of those stock template DVDs that we've seen on so many other of the family DVDs that we've looked at before. So, yeah, apparently the first one wasn't good enough to warrant a good DVD cover for the second one. Screenshots, we have some lady being struck by green lightning. She's never going to play Game Boy again. Yeti being mad at the vampire. Ooh, Yeti vampire. I wonder what that would be like. Or vampire Yeti. Some lady with retina damage. And Bigfoot holding a mummy. Still better than the 1970s version of King Kong. And from what I see, they actually got the voice cast back for this movie from the first one. We have Emily Watson, Nick Frost, Jessica Brown Findlay, Catherine Tate, and Jason Isaacs, who, from what I understand, from what I remember, were all in the first movie. So that's good at least. At least they got the somewhat well-known celebrity voices back for the sequel, which almost never happens. Rated PG. When did this come out? 2021. Oh, this is recent. This is very recent. I'm surprised this is at Dollar Tree with how recent that this is. Where did we decide this was from? Oh God, 103 minutes. Yeesh. Most animated movies, as soon as they reach like 90 minutes, that's just too long. No, I don't see anything. No, I don't see anything that, well, maybe it's German, or Dusche Filmförderfonds. What is that? Is that German, or is that, Swedish, or, Nord Media. Norway? No, it doesn't matter. Well, I have heard absolutely nothing good about the first movie, so I'm not excited about the second movie either. Maybe I'll have to do like a double feature, get them both out of the way, because I don't know. Maybe if the first one gives me enough to talk about, and it might, considering the reviews I've read. So I don't know. I'm halfway interested in this one, I guess. So go over there and make Hotel Transylvania 4 look good. Plaguers! Yes, this is one of those movies that kept getting brought up in my Locked in the Asylum retrospective, because this is a movie where a lot of actors from Asylum movies have featured in, but it's not an Asylum movie. So we have Steve Railsback. He was in Intermedio and King of the Lost World. Alexis Zabolis, she played a small part in the Da Vinci Treasure, I believe. And then there was also, there's Jared Cohn, who's a prominent writer, director, and sometimes actor on Asylum movies. And Bobby James. He was in Alien Abduction, Dead Man Walking, and Shapeshifter. He plays either a doctor or warden in all those movies, and he's in this one too. So that's at least 4 Asylum actors here. So, and maybe we'll see some more. Who knows? But yes, this is apparently a zombie movie set in space, which already has me sold, especially if one of the things looks like that. That is impressive. That looks like the leader from Hulk turned into a Marvel zombie. Did that happen? I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Not as impressive down there. It looks like generic zombies, except for that guy. Kind of looks like a zombie vampire. Ooh, that's another thing I really want to see. In space, everyone screams. Okay, that is clever, actually. That is a nod to Alien, but that's adjusted just enough to make that a clever reference. Terror that cannot be contained. Well, except it's on DVD, so I'd assume that it's contained on this DVD. When a band of space pirates hijack a fuel transport vessel bound for Earth, an alien virus known only as Thanatos is accidentally released. Thanatos. That sounds like Thanos and the villain from Gargoyles had a teleporter accident. I'd love to see the Disney Plus movie that results from that. The contagion mutates its victims, transforming them one after another into ravenous demonic creatures. Pirates and crew must join together to destroy the undead plaguers as the ship nears Earth, threatening to infect the entire planet. So, from what I understand, this is one of those movies that kind of takes from every other movie. I mean, we have we have Alien, and we have The Thing. See, it even says there, clearly inspired by The Thing. Some Battlestar Galactica, some Star Trek. Just basically, if it's sci-fi, it's probably in here. Sci-fi horror, it's in here. So yeah, this is probably one of those Z movies, like Dracula 3000, which is another movie I really have to feature at some point. And then, of course, there's Steve Railsback, looking happy and confident that he's actually in a movie where he can act. And that lady's seen better days. Bonus features, commentary track with star Steve Railsback. Ooh, he's that confident in this movie. That's nice. Either that or it's so bad that he likes to mock it. Space, trailers, pretty good behind the scenes, pretty good bonus features for a DVD like this. Screenshots, people standing around, zombie getting his neck broken, somebody shooting at something, someone looking bored, and one of those vampire alien things from the covers with someone who has grape jelly smeared all over his face. Yeah, from what I understand, this is an American movie, and it's written by Brad Sykes. Written and directed by Brad Sykes. From what I understand, this is the last movie. He's a prominent B and C grade horror and sci-fi writer-director. He's made a lot of movies from between 1999 and this movie came out in, this is 2019. I don't think this came out in 2019. I think this is like 2010 or something like that. But yeah, so he made Camp Blood, the Camp Blood series, which is about people camping and killer clowns, that sort of thing. Ooh, I wonder if I can find a DVD of Clown Town that also has people from the asylum in it. I don't know, but I am looking forward to seeing this movie. This has popped up enough that I really do want to see what it's about. I haven't heard anything good about it, but at the very least, I hope that it's so bad it's good. It's so bad that I can laugh at it. I don't know. I'm surprised I found this DVD there. I mean, if you talk about asylum movies enough, I guess that's all you find. Even if it's not actually from the asylum. So, go sit over there and infect someone on your own time. And finally, Wolfsbane. Yes, speaking of movies from people who worked with the asylum that are not actually from the asylum, this is the Know It Isnt, Yes It Is sequel to Dracula's Curse, which is the Know It Is, Yes It Isn't, Know It Isn't, Yes It Is sequel to Way of the Vampire. Both asylum movies that I have featured on my Locked in the Asylum retrospective so far. And this is made by most of the same people from those movies after they have left the asylum. So we have Lee Scott and Rhett Giles and Derek... is it Derek Ozadok or David Ozadok? Does it say down here? Derek Ozadok, yes. So a couple asylum actors, they all gathered together to make a sort of spiritual sequel to Dracula's Curse, because I guess they had somewhere to go with that movie. Which, yeah, to be fair, they did have somewhere to go with that movie. The movie had a lot of story attached to it. Probably too much, because a lot of the movie was just people standing around explaining, just talking about this whole world, how it works, where everyone fits in, and it's boring. It is really boring. But it is also one of the best looking Asylum movies. It is one where they got a lot of very experienced camera crew to work on it. So I mean, it has techniques in it that I have not seen in any other Asylum movie. Most Asylum movies, they just get a handheld camera and call it good. But this one, it has dynamic filming and the vertigo effect and professional transitions, and very impressive to look at. Not as much fun to watch. But yeah, so this is the sequel to that. So hopefully this will be as good as well put together, if not more, than that movie. So what is it about? Russell Baines' Jeremy London life is turned around when he's turned into a werewolf. Well, happens to the best of us. He is approached by Van Helsing, who enlists his help in stopping a countess from resurrecting the most powerful vampire of all time, the Devil. Also starring other people. Yeah, pretty much the same makeup from the Dracula's Curse, it looks like. I've seen her in Dracula's Curse as well. At least she looks like someone from Dracula's Curse. I cannot place her right now. Oops! Attack of the Wolfsbane. Yeah, so I can't place her right now. Pretty good DVD cover. Active Entertainment. Ken Badish production, Wolfsbane, a whole bunch of people, Elizabeth Hanks, Griff First. Yeah, it's edited by Griff First as well. Griff First from the Griff First guy that I just brought up. He's in this as well, or has something to do with it. Bill Moseley, Nick Everhart, and Lee Scott. Yes, produced by Lee Scott. Screenplay by Lee Scott. Directed by Griff First. Yeah, and 2009. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one, and apparently they're excited about it too, because this gets the deluxe steelbook, the deluxe steelbook case. And clearly something's rattling around in there. So I don't usually do this, but I think we need to see what's inside this. What makes this so pristine that that it needs the steelbook case? Absolutely nothing. It's just the DVD. Like, we don't even get a booklet or anything. We don't even get the scene selection. We just got this guy going. Is the DVD okay? Yeah, there's a good view of my room there. But yeah, the DVD looks fine. Can we put it back in? Hey, what do you know? We can put it back in. Oh, it's a Blu-ray. Oh, I didn't even see that it was a Blu-ray. Wow, we got the Blu-ray treatment. Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. It says Blu-ray. So, yeah, I am excited to watch this one. I love Rhett Giles. I love Griff First. Derek Ozadok has proven to be a good actor. So, and of course, I'm interested in the works of Lee Scott. I mean, a lot of the stuff he does is bad, but an interesting bad. Like, he's very into his work. He's very passionate about his projects. So even if the movie doesn't turn out that well, you can still tell he put a lot of work and a lot of effort into it. So yeah, pretty much anything Lee Scott I have to watch and maybe even feature. One day I'm probably going to do a Lee Scott retrospective. Who knows? Of course, that'll have to happen after I finally get my act together for the Locked in Asylum retrospective, start churning out episodes more than like once a month or two. So yeah, you sit proudly at the top of that pile there, and I'll get to you when I get to you. And there you go. Those were another 10 DVDs, and I'm going to be very surprised if we do this again. They're going to need to bring in a lot more DVDs for me to even consider doing another one of these videos. Even if I do find 10 more family films or horror films or asylum films or whatever films, I don't think that that's enough to really bother with trying to continue this series, but we'll see. Maybe I'll find 10, and then I'll find another 10. Maybe I'll continue this series like 2 or 3 years from now. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what Dollar Tree gets in. We'll also have to see if Dollar Tree stays Dollar Tree with how they've been adjusting their prices. In a couple of years, they'll probably alter into Family Dollars. Who knows? Family Dollar. Maybe I'll have to go shopping there for my movies from now on. All right, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching this video, enjoying the DVDs. At least I hope you enjoyed the DVDs. Otherwise, why did you sit your butt down for 56 minutes so far? At least I think it's 56 minutes, and maybe after editing it'll be a little different. But thank you for showing up, and see you next time, whenever next time will be.